Red Bull have started the 2024 season in dominant fashion, but rival teams are not ready to give up just yet, despite the massive gap in performance the Austrian team has been able to create. After assessing their launch spec cars, teams are ready to bring huge upgrade packages to address their flaws and improve their existing strengths. But what are the issues these teams need to fix? Predominantly, are they fixable by one huge upgrade package? To understand these planned upgrades to a greater degree, you first need to understand what type of issues the 2024 cars have, and whether or not these cars provide a solid foundation for teams to work on. Therefore, what better place to start than with Ferrari, the team that seems to have the second best car right now. The deficit compared to Red Bull's Max Verstappen is double digits, but the SF24 seems to be a huge improvement over its predecessor, and what the Maranello team has planned for the 2024 Ferrari in terms of upgrades will improve its development curve exponentially. Ferrari is just one of the few teams who have planned a massive overhaul of upgrades starting from Japan for their car. And the reason for Ferrari's extreme effort is the strong foundation the SF24 has created, a car with no fundamental issues to solve, giving the team the opportunity to work on improving its baseline performance. Considering that the 2024 cars will more or less remain similar for the upcoming campaign, provides Ferrari with the opportunity to go hard in the development race. According to Vasseur, his team has already halved the gap they had to Red Bull over the winter break, and the Frenchman is expecting the first set of upgrades to put the SF24 that much closer or even on par with the RB20. Adding more details onto this matter, Vasseur explained, "It's never easy to have a clear picture of the race performance because you don't know when the guys are pushing. But if you compare with 1 year ago, plus or minus 2/10, we were 1.1 seconds behind Red Bull, and now it's 4, 5 or 6 tenths. So we've halved the gap. The performance is coming from everywhere, and it's never that you have one bullet that can bring 5 tenths to the car. We must improve in every single area. It was the approach last year, and at the end it did well, as we made a decent step. But in every single area we have to continue to push, and for sure the aero is always the key. We have upgrades in the pipeline, but I'm sure that so does everybody else. And the most important thing is not to bring upgrades, but to bring upgrades that you can operate on the car. It is where last year we did a good job." Next, let's move on to Mercedes, the team which seems to have a very poor foundation to work with. The Silver Arrows made drastic changes to its car, specifically to its rear wing within the first 2 races, vastly improving efficiency and top-end speed. But by prioritizing straight-line speed, the cars lost performance in the high-speed corners, exposing the W15's poor rear-end stability. Consequently, fixing the car's unstable rear end, improving high-speed cornering performance has become the team's primary target. Mercedes obviously entered the 2024 season on the back foot, introducing a brand new design and philosophy, which included a new chassis and gearbox as well as revamped aerodynamics. Despite all these changes, certain old problems have persisted, which is something Allison did warn us early on, as he mentioned that not every flaw can be fixed over one winter. The car's poor rear end seems to be one of those issues, and it is something that the team has had a lot to compensate for. Comparing the W15 speed at Bahrain and Jeddah, obviously with 2 different downforce configurations, the W15 from being the worst team on the speed traps improved to be the second fastest at Jeddah, beating Red Bull by a slight margin. Different downforce configurations comes with its pros and cons, but Chauvelin believes the ultimate goal for Mercedes is to improve the car's stability with minimal compensations being made in terms of efficiency. Elaborating on this further, the Brit went on to say, "We were actually one of the fastest cars, if not the fastest car in a straight line, so we were on quite a light wing level. What we could do is slow ourselves down in sectors 2 and 3, where the car was quick on the straights to try and recover a bit of time in sector 1, the high-speed corners. But ideally, we'd like to keep that and work out a way to try and improve sector 1 by means other than putting a load more downforce on the car and then paying the price for it on the straights." Another issue which has returned to trouble Mercedes is the dreaded porpoising. It was most evident during Jeddah's qualifying, which has, according to Russell and Hamilton, made the W15 unpredictable in the high-speed corners. It's obvious that Mercedes is trying to bring the best version of its car to the track, but at the same time, it seems like the team is all over the place. Experimenting with completely different setups over race weekends could mean that the team might not be properly understanding what the car needs in order to be stable and faster. When talking about improvements, Wolff was positive that the team could see some as early as Melbourne, as the team is hoping to bring some small bits to the car alongside certain experiments to decide the car's development direction there. But the real deal will come around Imola, where the team will decipher its first huge upgrade package, which will hopefully provide an opportunity for the Brackley-based squad to be more competitive and frequently challenge Red Bull. Next, let's talk about Red Bull, the RB20, which has the strongest foundation of all. Red Bull will be bringing upgrades to Japan, and this is said to be around the side pods of the car. At first it was rumoured that Red Bull will turn up with an upgrade similar to the Mercedes Zero Pods, but I'm here to tell you, that is not happening. Red Bull, for its very first upgrade package, are focusing on making changes to the car's cooling package to more or less tighten the radiator inlets further to take aerodynamic efficiency to the next level. Red Bull are always subtle with how they upgrade the car, but Helmut Marko has confirmed that the team will bring an upgrade to Japan, and the most logical part for the team to improve seems to be the side pods. So let's keep our fingers crossed. The next team we're going to talk about is McLaren, which is another team that has big issues to fix. Straight line efficiency has been this team's Achilles heel for some time now, and the MCL38 is no different. Apparent from the car's below par top speeds at Jeddah. Despite this, McLaren are confident that the 2024 car has provided the team a solid base to work on, as the team's planned upgrades, which we will start to see from the upcoming Australian Grand Prix, will improve the car's baseline and work as fixes to its issues. Elaborating on this manner, team principal Andrea Stella went on to say, "We have some minor things that will come for Australia and hopefully for Japan, but they will be delivered in a few milliseconds. And then hopefully within the first third of the season, we will have a major upgrade. It's going to be for around races 6 or 7. We are losing time in the longer corners of the track, and the other area in which we seem to be losing time is the sections where the DRS is deployed. Actually, our top speed was competitive away from the DRS deployed, but then especially compared to Red Bull, we lost time with DRS on. So I think we are, first of all, I would say happy from a competitive point of view, but definitely we can see that the areas where we have a weakness do compromise our ultimate performance and our competitiveness. Finally, I would like to touch a little on Aston Martin, as this is a team on the rise. The AMR24 has a particular weakness for the team to fix, and that has become high fuel pace. In both Bahrain and Jeddah, the Aston car rocked in qualifying but fell out massively during the race, as many reporters are suggesting that with fuel loads, the AMR24's weight distribution is getting affected, hence a shift in performance. It's something that the team is working for, and an upgrade to solve this issue can be expected around round 6 or 7 according to team principal Mike Crack. So what do you guys think? Which team do you think has the highest potential of challenging Red Bull following the first batch of upgrades? We are very much into your thoughts and perspectives in the comment section down below. And on your way down,